What is going on, guys? Pirate here. Welcome back to once again another video. And in today's video, we're in the reptile room. We're going to be both going inside and outside. But what we are going to be doing today is something I've been wanting to do for so long now. It's been something I've been saving up for so I can get it done because it's very important in the growth of the reptile room and really in the growth of the channel overall. What I'm going to be doing is completely upgrading my turtle's enclosure. And what I mean by that is Gamera in his filthy 20-gallon, Scales in his 10-gallon, and Jar Jar, my other soft-shell turtle, in his 10-gallon, are all going to be getting upgrades. And I'm going to explain that furthermore just a second. So basically, I purchased a waterland tub is what they're called. They're these plastic tubs, land and water portions. They're super cool, and they're great for turtles and tortoises. I actually purchased 3. I've got 2 for another video y'all have to see. And then another one that our snapping turtle Gamera is going to be going into. This guy is not very nice, as you can tell. His 20-gallon needs an upgrade. His filter needs an upgrade. So he's going to be going in that waterland tub, which is probably about a 50-gallon tub. And it looks pretty nice, so it's not super tacky like a regular plastic tub is. And it's also made with stronger plastic than regular plastic tubs from the store are made for. And once I upgrade him, I'm going to be upgrading Scales out of his tiny tank. And same with Jar Jar. That's going to be another video. So our main focus is going to get that guy in his bigger enclosure. The second we can get him in his bigger enclosure, we're going to completely sterilize this cage and then put Jar Jar and Scales in here and set this up real nice for them. Now, one of the main things I'm going to be using in this build is going to be this Turtle Clean 30-gallon canister filter. Canister filters are some really good filters. They're really high quality. They do a really good job when it comes to filtration, of course. So this is what I'm going to be using for his enclosure, along with weekly water changes, if not every 2 to 3 days. So do not worry about water quality. It'll be really good. So that's one of the things that we're going to be using. Now let's go outside so I can show you what else we're going to have. Alright guys, one other thing that we have that we're going to be using in this build is this aquarium heater. Now, I almost forgot to pick it up, and we had a cold front recently, so I have not stuck Gamera outside yet, but this entire time the enclosure that he's going into has been cycling, so that's a good thing. But this heater goes up to 40 gallons, so it should be plenty for his enclosure. All we're really going to do is just heat it up, of course, to around 77 degrees or so, leave it there for about an hour or so it'll properly heat up all the water, and then once that is done, we'll put Gamera out there and see how he likes his new setup. Alright guys, now we're outside. As you can see, gotta be careful. It's raining, or it was raining, and I don't want it to rain again on my mic or anything like that. But we are outside with our waterland tub and our bedding. Now, since he's a snapping turtle, he's not going to want a crazy amount of land or anything like that. And snapping turtles are pretty simplistic when it comes to care, honestly, except for the fact that they get super duper big. You're going to be good to go care-wise. They're really easy. They don't really need any fancy lighting. If you want to add UVB, most definitely can. But you also definitely want to add heat. So make sure you add heat for sure. Good thing is, him being outside, and spring and summer is coming right around here in Texas, there's going to be plenty of heat, and there's going to be plenty of UVB, being that the sun will face directly down on him because he's outside. So I don't have to worry about any sort of fancy lighting or anything like that. Focus on is bedding. Now, snapping turtles tend to like to burrow in sand, gravel, or mud from like swamps. So I got play sand here. I'm probably going to mix it with some of that gravel right there. And I'm going to mix it all, put it across the bottom, and then a layer right there, so that it'll give him plenty of burrowing space, plenty of area for him to dig, and for it to stimulate his natural environment. Another thing I hope to do as this cage gets a little bit more established is I want to get some live plants. I want to get some live aquatic plants to put across the bottom with his sand. I've got all sorts of mossy plants right now that I'm going to be putting in there in this build, but I want to get other live plants, potentially like some Amazon sword or something like that, to go in to his enclosure. Alright guys, so the first few things we're going to get onto is first we're going to start rinsing all that sand, because if you don't rinse it, it's going to get super cloudy in the water and you have to wait even longer for the water to cycle and clear out. So I'm going to head rinse that sand so that the cycling process will speed up just a little bit. And I'm going to get power going to my filter, and I'm going to proceed to set up my filter on his enclosure. Once I've done those two things, we can fill it up, dechlorinate it, and we'll be really close to getting done. Alright, I got my knife here. We're just going to poke a couple of small holes in the bottom. Nothing crazy, just a couple small holes so all that dirty water can drain out from the bottom. Perfect. What we're gonna do then is cut off the top, stick the hose in there, let it rinse for, I'm gonna let it rinse honestly since I've got the time for about 15 minutes because I'm gonna go ahead and eat while it's rinsing, and it'll clear out all that muck and then we'll be good to go. Before we go eat and wait for the sand to rinse, here's just a little example. If you put that bag in and filled it up like that, all that draining down would be in your turtle's cage. And that's just filthy water. You do not want that in your turtle's cage. So that is why we are rinsing it. As you can see, water is just pouring down the side of the bag because of the holes that we poked inside of it. So yeah, one of the main tips to helping your tank get cycled a little quicker, whether it's a tank or a tub or anything like that, is just to rinse the substrate. That's going to be one of the biggest things that you can do. Alright guys, it's been several minutes now. I'm trying not to get in because as you can see it's raining. I'm trying to get my mic wet or none of that. The bags of sand are rinsed, so all I'm going to do is just turn the faucet off, put those bags off to the side, and I will get with you guys all tomorrow when I have a little bit more time, a little bit more daylight, and hopefully it won't be raining as bad so that I can finish off this build with you all. So yeah guys, see you all tomorrow morning. Alrighty guys, it is currently the next morning. We have gotten our filter completely assembled, so that is good to go. All we need to do is take it outside, fill it up with some water, and then get it plugged in. So that's good to go. Now what we have left to do is put the sand across the bottom, escape his enclosure how we want it to look, and we're good to go. You can see there's some leftover filter media and extra parts that came with the filter. Then here are our intake and outtake valves, along with tubes that will cut the length and the extent that we needed to. Our intake and outtakes are going to be right there on the canister filter. Canister filter's got all its media inside. It's got 2 sponge filters, biological bacteria, and a carbon filter. So that's good to go. It's a really easy to set up filter. It's small, it's lightweight, and it's compact, so that's pretty cool. So hopefully it'll do its job like it needs to. It says it can filter up to 60-gallon aquarium, and if that's the case, hopefully that'll be alright for one snapping turtle. If not, of course, I'll be doing weekly water changes and constant maintenance on his enclosure. Okay, so now we're outside with our pre-rinsed sand and our enclosure. Now obviously it's still cloudy, so I don't know, it might be raining again, I don't know. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll a little time lapse. We're going to put in the sand, we're going to put some sand here, and then of course sand across the bottom, and then once we do that, I'll get back with you guys. Alright guys, we are back. So that is what it looks like. Now, since he's a snapping turtle, of course he doesn't need a whole basking area. Snapping turtles rarely ever actually get out and bask. But if he decides to, I have this spot that the water line is only going to come up about an inch above that sand. So he will have an area to expose some of his body, but the rest of it's just pure water. And then of course the sand and gravel, so it looks pretty nice. Now this tub is going to be hard to move if we ever need to move it again. It's over 100 pounds, no problem. This bag of sand was at least 50 pounds, and then I added some gravel to it as well. So it is not a light tub, but this will last him a whole lot longer than his 20-gallon will. So he'll have plenty of room to grow into that, and then from here he'll upgrade into an even bigger enclosure. But that's what we have going on right now. It looks pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is get my canister filter out here, and we're going to get everything cycling and ready to go. Alrighty guys, so we have our canister all set up. Now I'm still kind of playing around with it, but we have our intake valve right there and our outtake right there. So the outtake will be draining out from there obviously, and the intake will just be sucking up. I'm still going to adjust that because I don't like where it's at. But once we get it figured out, what we're going to do is fill this up with water, and then we're going to fill up the filter up with water. So as you can tell, even after rinsing all that sand, it's still very cloudy, as you can see. So what I'm doing is I'm obviously setting up that canister filter early so that for sure I can have it cycling for several hours before I put them in here, because I want all that cloudiness to go away. And after time it will go away, but it's just going to take a couple hours of filtration to do so. But as you can see, it's kind of looking pretty good. We'll touch it up at the end, but I'll get back with you guys once this is all filled up. Guys, as you can see, it's filling up a lot more. But what we're going to do now, since we filled up the canister filters, take our RefiSafe. This is water dechlorinator and conditioner. I love this stuff. I'm just going to put a couple drops in there and let it dechlorinate all the water in the filter. Then we're going to close it up and plug it in. Alrighty guys, after way too long later, I finally got it all set up. Water's dechlorinated, the filter is running. So now guys, it's basically just a matter of waiting about 2 to 3 hours at least. It'll probably be longer than I'll wait. Hopefully this water will clear up some. So I'll get back with you guys once this water. Alrighty guys, we are back inside the reptile room. Now y'all are gonna be like, what the heck? What are you doing? Well, unfortunately, the weather has been so bad. It's been so cold out. It's been rainy. So I haven't been able to film. I haven't been able to put Gamera out because it's been so cold and his enclosure's outdoor. The temperature in his enclosure is gonna be at 50 degrees or so. It's way too cold for a snapping turtle. I've even put heaters in it. The heaters aren't doing nothing. So I'm gonna have to postpone the rest of this video. I'm so sorry about that, guys, for another week or so until it warms up for good and there's no more cold front. So guys, with that being said, we are still going to be upgrading the other turtles into Gamera's enclosure. What I'm going to do is separate him off into his own indoor tub enclosure, if that makes any sense. I'll continue to feed him and clean it out, and then as soon as his enclosure outside is ready for him, he will go out there. Once again, I am super sorry about that, guys. But do not worry, I have a ton of bangers heading y'all's way. I have a ton of things I want to do for the channel. I want to get a whole camera set up. There's a lot I want to do, and there's a lot I'm working on and getting done. It just takes time, money, and effort, so bear with me, guys. The other thing is, about a week ago when I was trying to film this, I got sick. I got pretty sick. My voice was getting lost, so I had a hoarse voice, and it wasn't good for filming. So that's another reason why. But guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Now, I will film when I get Gamera out into the pond, and I'm also going to film another video of me getting all my other turtles into Gamera's 20 gallon. So stay tuned for that. That's about it. But more videos will be out soon. I'm going to try to stick onto our weekly basis. I did not mean to skip past our weekly upload, so don't get mad at me. Don't give me too much hate. So with that being said, make sure you all leave a huge like. Leave a comment down in the comment section below right now. Right now? Yeah. Right now, and subscribe. More subscribe so we can grow this channel, reach 1,000 subscribers. We can grow it and create something amazing, and y'all can join me along for the ride of this giant, basically animal room or animal kingdom. And that's gonna be it, guys. So I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.